Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome back to another video.
I'm so glad you're here. Okay, I don't like this one at all.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is definitely a little different. I say this every video. I'm like, it's a little different, which is good because good to experiment with different video ideas and see what happens. If you guys didn't know, recently me and my family traveled all the way from small town New Zealand to America, and we spent 10 weeks there road tripping all around from LA all the way up to Seattle, back down to LA. And it was so much fun. We spent 10 weeks there in total. I think that I've spent enough time in the US to definitely experience it a little bit and what life looks like there. So today I'm going to be doing 10 culture shocks I experienced as a New Zealand teenager traveling to America. So I think that we should just get into it. Now, these are definitely in no particular order to my favorite to least favorite. This is just randomized 10 different culture shocks that I experienced while in America. I've got them all written down on my phone, so I'm just going to be reading it. The first one is legal age restrictions. Obviously, being 15 and the stage I'm at where life is starting to open up to me, one of the main things that has stood out to me is the legal age restriction differences for various things between New Zealand and America. I am heading towards the age where I can start my driver's license process when I turn 16 at the end of the year, but I read that you can legally start driving as young as 14 in some states in America, which is crazy to me because I would have had my license well over a year ago. I just find that absolutely insane because it's 16 here, like across the entire of New Zealand. Like you cannot drive on the road legally until you're 16. Back in my parents' day, you were actually allowed to start at 15. They unfortunately changed it to 16. So I could have had my driver's license like 5 months ago and could have been almost getting my restricted, which in New Zealand means that you can drive by yourself on the road. Absolutely sucks because who wants to wait another whole year? Surprisingly enough, 18 is the age in both New Zealand and America where you can legally vote, and it's the same for drinking in New Zealand. But I learned that in America, you have to wait till you're 21 years old to be able to drink, which that's actually crazy to me because that's a whole 3 years difference.
Okay, so the next fact.
Now, this next one is one that I first kind of came across when starting this channel. In America, it seems like you have a lot of age restrictions on your working age. In New Zealand, there is no minimum age to work. Because of this, we had a bit of trouble setting up my channel because of earning and like age restrictions in the US. I'm not quite sure the full ins and outs of this one, so you guys will have to comment down below your like working restrictions and everything because I'm obviously not from the US. Okay, so the next point is definitely purely observation on my part, but not everyone has to agree with me. I first noticed it online on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all those places, but was confirmed for me when I traveled there. Is it just me, or do the kids look way older for their age in the US? I swear, if I put a 13-year-old American next to a 13-year-old New Zealander, the American will probably look like 5 years older than the New Zealander. This is not a bad thing at all. This was just purely observation. Not only do the kids over there look older, but they also act older as well. Do New Zealanders look really young, or do Americans look really old? Or is it just like a bit of each thing, so it like just goes to like each extreme? Maybe that's why some people comment on my videos still thinking I'm 11 years old when I'm actually 15. Also, something I noticed about the teens is that in America, they're way more outgoing and animated, and they just seem a lot more happy. Obviously, they might not be happier, but it just looks like they are, because in New Zealand, everyone is way more reserved and just keep to themselves. Obviously, when you're with people you're very comfortable with and with your friend group, then you'll be like animated and stuff. And that's just something that I had noticed about the teens, that they just look older and act older and act way more outgoing in the US, which is not a negative thing. Definitely another one that I have noticed is the size of families. Now, this could just be the particular states I went to, because I'm not sure if the average size of family changes from state to state. Maybe it was just the states that I went to. Bigger families seem way more common in the US than in New Zealand. It might just be all the popular YouTubers that I have watched. I've just noticed that the families in America seem to be way bigger, while in New Zealand, if you have 4 kids, that is considered a big family. Okay, another thing is that I feel like Americans either have big families or they have like 1 kid. The next one is robots and kind of like technology over there. This is random, guys, but stick with me. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing robots walking down Sunset Boulevard, delivering people food. Each robot even had like a little name on the side of them, which was so cute. And they were just literally just rolling down the hill, like delivering people lunches and like their DoorDash orders, which was insane. I only noticed this one in LA, but let me know if that's a thing like other places. Also, the humanoids inside the Las Vegas sphere was insane as well. Like they would like follow you with their eyes and like look at you. The closest thing in New Zealand we have to robots is probably vacuum cleaners, you know, like the little ones that like roll around. So if robots were to take over the world, they would probably start in America. Alright, this next one is definitely a big one. I feel like when you think of America, one of the first things that pops into your head, at least for me anyway, because we don't even have half the options you have, but fast food. Obviously, fast food isn't all America is about. There's like so much more because you guys have so many more options than we do, and it's all actually good food as well. It's not like you guys have quantity over quality. All the fast food I've tried in America is amazing. Honestly, the fast food in New Zealand is really good as well, but we just don't have even half the options you guys have, which is the main thing for me, because when I want fast food, I don't want to just pick between like 3 places every single time and then just like rotate. I want to have like 20 different options and be like, oh my gosh, I haven't had that in so long. I'm gonna have that. Also, another thing about the fast food that shocked me is how much of it is on the freeway. Every 5 minutes, you're driving past stop-offs where there's Starbucks, gas station, fast food places to get food, all these different places every 5 minutes on the freeway. Where in New Zealand, if you wanted to get food while you were driving, you would most likely have to stop off in a town, and that only happens once every like 30 to 40 minutes. Also, I'm just gonna touch base on this really quickly, but free refills in New Zealand, you're even lucky if there's one place that will offer free refills, but then again, I don't even think that exists. There's even the places where you have the automatic stations where you can go like do your own drinks like in America. There's like specific signs on them saying that you can only fill them once, and if you want them refilled again, then you have to go pay for another cup. We haven't tried this ourselves personally, but we were told that if you go to like Mavericks, for example, and you get a big like soda cup, and you drink that through the day. If you go to Mavericks, all the gas stations of that brand, Mavericks, through the day, you can just walk in and refill it. I don't know if that's actually allowed, but that's what we were told that some people do. Something that upsets me quite a lot is lemonade, because we don't have that in New Zealand. And when I go to America, that is my go-to drink. Like every restaurant we go to, every gas station, fast food place where we get it like a drink, I get lemonade because it's so good. In New Zealand, there's no such thing as lemonade. Like if you ask for a lemonade, they would bring you a Sprite. So New Zealand definitely needs to get with the program with lemonade, because what are we actually doing?
California girls were unforgettable.
We got a little sidetracked there. The next option, or actually no, it's the next point, is houses. Okay, another huge difference I noticed is the size of houses. It's insane. Now, I don't know if that's just the areas that we went to while we were in the US. Like, the very average house here is 3-ish bedrooms. Like, that's just the average house. Especially in places like Utah and LA, all those places with, like, the kind of rich suburban areas. Those houses were insane. I don't even have words when I saw them. I was like, you live in that? That looks like the size of a mall. The houses in New Zealand are definitely nothing to shake a stick at compared to the houses in America, because it's insane. Like, there's some YouTube families that literally live in castles. It's still insane to see that houses like that exist. Okay, the next point is fun parks and theme parks and all things entertainment, just all the things that you guys have going on over there. Something that is very foreign to most New Zealanders is a big fun park with like heaps of rides. The closest place we have with like a huge theme park is probably Australia, and then again, that's like a 3-4 hour flight to another country. So definitely not a lot of New Zealanders will have experienced something like that, which honestly sucks, because I think everyone should have at least one big theme park in their town that they can just go hang out with their friends at. We have one theme park in our whole country, and it has one singular roller coaster on it, and it's not even that great. When visiting places like Disneyland and Dollywood, that you would need a whole week to go through the park. We haven't been yet, but we told that Disney World is even bigger. We went to Disneyland and we spent 1 day there, and then we went to California Adventure and spent 1 day there. The way that we didn't even hit like 25% of those theme parks is insane. Like this size, that would be a whole city in New Zealand, the size of like Disneyland, which when we go to Disney World, I'm gonna need to tell my parents that we're gonna need at least 2 weeks to get through the whole thing. I'm kidding. Probably like a couple days. Honestly, this isn't even mentioning the country fairs, the county fairs, the little like carnivals that you guys put on all the time. Like we went to the Texas State Fair and it was insane. So many different like vendors and all that. It was probably the size of something that we would have in New Zealand once a year. It's called a farm show. And then again, that's literally just for the farmers with like farming equipment, gum boots and all that. So definitely not something that you like everyone would want to go to. In New Zealand, we don't have any counties or states. It's just literally the North Island and the South Island. And then again, it's pretty much just all like the same thing. So we don't have things like county fairs, state fairs, anything like that. So you guys are definitely lucky when you have those in your town. Also, can we talk about the fact that there's literally water parks and theme parks in your malls? Like we went to America Dream Mall in New Jersey and holy crap, there was an entire room dedicated to all these rides and they weren't even lame ones too. Like they were literally going like directly up, like pretty much out of the roof and back down. Like what the heck? You have water parks in your malls? Like how, what? I love this feature. Like if I'm just like talking too much, I can just one thing that caught me off guard when visiting America was the change of accents between states. Like when visiting LA, the South, and places like New York, the accent change is wild. Like in LA, they're all like Hollywood, like very like, oh my gosh. And then when visiting South, they're like, ma'am, can I help you over here? And then you go to New York, it's like Boston, you know, like in Boston. Anyway, enough with terrorizing your ears with accents. For me, the accent change was wild. I was not expecting that. Also, another thing is like the way that you guys talk. I thought it was only in the movies. When you go to restaurants and stuff, they actually call you ma'am and sir. Like, what the heck? Like, if you ask for the check, they'll be like, yes, ma'am, just wait right here. I'll be right back for you. And then if you're like, oh, can I please get some extra sauce? They'll be like, I'm so sorry, sir. I'll get that for you right now. I don't think I have ever heard someone ever say ma'am or sir in New Zealand. I was so caught off guard when I heard like people actually call you ma'am and sir over there. Like, that's a great thing. Honestly, I feel like more people should do that. In America, we literally heard it like every day. Fashion. Now, a lot of my viewers probably are like, we don't care about fashion. But hear me out. This is something that I'm very familiar with because I personally love fashion. Like, can you just not tell that I'm so fashionable? When you see something trending as a teen in New Zealand, you're like, that's so cute, I want it. So you go to search it up online. And surprise, surprise, you can't get that in New Zealand because you live on a small island on the other side of the world. While everyone in America is having fun with their fashionable things that are trending. For example, this is one thing that I can get, but it's so expensive. Like, I bought these hoodies. In America, I think the shipping is free. Like, the hoodies are kind of already on the more expensive side. The shipping to get them here from America was $50. Like, that's what I'm saying. For 2 hoodies, the shipping was $50. Which in America, the shipping was free. That just gives you a little bit of perspective of how hard it is to get things that are trending. Also, when you go to the malls, there's so many stores. Like, the variation of stores is insane. Like, there's Hollister, Aerie, Abercrombie, Brandy Melville, Addicted, all those stores that you literally don't get anywhere in New Zealand. Like, we have Cotton On and Glassons, and then we only just recently got Zara, and then again, that's only in one mall. That was a pretty big deal. We obviously have stores, but a lot of them are grandma stores. Nothing wrong with grandmas and their style, but personally, not for me. The last one I'm going to talk about is the overall teen difference, teen life, everything to do with like my comparison to the way I live compared to the way you guys live. Things like graduations, homecoming, sweethearts, winter formal, like Valentine's Day, Halloween, all those things are huge things for teens in America, but we don't really celebrate. We have graduation, but it's not even a big thing. Like, you get like a piece of paper and you're done. Like, there's no parties. There's not really like a big like throw the hat in the air. Like, that's not really a thing here. Homecoming is also a huge thing in America. Like, I feel like every month you guys have a different type of ball or something like that in your schools, all these things, and you all take like your dates and dress up, and it's like so cute. We have probably one prom a year. Then again, that's not in every school, and it's only open to the top 3 oldest, like, going to that school. Also, in America, I feel like it's extremely common that everybody goes to to college. I almost said university, because that's what we call it here. Everyone goes to college. And it's like, even if you don't even know really what you're gonna do, you'll just go anyway, and it's like a whole lifestyle. Maybe it's just in the movies, but people are almost like disappointed when you don't go, it seems like. Also, the college life in America, can we talk about that? Like, the college football games, the cheerleading, like, the frat parties. I don't know if that's actually like a big thing, but in the movies it is. Because I've obviously never been to university in America. It seems like there's frat parties and like the dorm rooms and like the dining hall. And also, touching on college, the college football scene that you guys have, there's no such thing as college teams here. Like, you guys are basketball teams, all that. No, it's literally just to study and that's it. There's honestly so many more things that I could talk about the cultural differences between New Zealand and America, but I'm gonna wrap it up here before this video gets too long. Let me know if you guys want a part 2, because I can definitely do that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you subscribe and check out all the cooking videos and vlogs I've done on my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!